So it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to start. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our virtual open day. My name is Rafael Morales. I'm an associate professor at the School of Engineering, and I'm also the admissions tutor here in engineering. With us will be Stuart, who will be from our digital team, supporting supporting us throughout the presentation. Stuart, you would like to say something?
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Stuart Hainsworth. I am here to support you all and support Raphael in his talk. I've just posted a message in the Q&A section, which invites you to ask questions. You don't need to wait until Raphael has ended to ask the questions, because I'll be looking at them as they come in. There'll be time for Q&A session at the end, so please do ask away. And once Raphael has finished his presentation, then we'll be having a Q&A. So please do ask away, enjoy the presentation, and I'll be joining back in later in the presentation.
Okay, thanks, Stuart. So I'm planning to do something like around hopefully half an hour, talking you about the key things about the School of Engineering, and then maybe we can go for the Q&A session after that half an hour. Try to keep it, relatively simple. So first of all, I want to say why Leicester. So I want to highlight here our strength. We are ranked top 25 best UK university according to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings in 2021. We also enjoy a high rate of employability. Of around 94% of our graduates find jobs after they graduate. And we also are ranked as the third most affordable city in the country, according to the NatWest Student Living Index. Again, something very attractive when our students come to Leicester to study. We also are very aware on sustainability, and we are 21st in the world for sustainability, according again to the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking in 2020. And we also enjoy a very strong student union, which is in the top 20, supporting the students generally, and we're very proud of that. Why engineering at Leicester? So I want to highlight again our strength, and especially when we compare to other schools of engineering in the country. So I want to start by saying that we have a very interdisciplinary approach. So we have, at the moment, we offer aerospace, mechanical, and general engineering. And what you find typically is that when you look at other universities, you find schools which are, for instance, general and mechanical engineering would be separate schools or separate departments. Here we operate them under the same umbrella, having a more active interaction. So that's why when you look at our degrees, we have they enjoy that interdisciplinary approach or benefit from it. We're very flexible. So again, by having the engineering disciplines under the same roof, we allow some of our students in the first year, for instance, if they start in one degree, to change to another one. Again, just because we're operating under the same general way. Compared to other schools in the country, we are relatively small. I think other schools of engineering in the country can be 3 or 4 times bigger than us. So that play for us an advantage and the benefits when it comes to for support our students, because we provide a more personalized learning experience. We enjoy a very healthy, what you call a student-staff ratio, compared to the schools of engineering. We have very strong links with industry. And as a result of that, our curriculums are very aware of the industrial priorities, and we embed those key elements in the development of our curricula. Our academic members perform world-leading research, and again, we exploit that strength of us by bringing or feeding some of those research activities, both in the delivery of some specialized technical modules and also in key project areas that the students can have access to that world-leading research. So let me tell you a little bit more about the history of our department and give you some numbers here. So we operate since 1961 as a School of Engineering. At the moment, we have around 45 academic staff members, as I mentioned before, so that brings around 13 student staff ratio, which is, we know is a healthy number compared to other schools of engineering. Our student body is around 600 students when you look at the undergraduates and postgraduates, so this is mostly MSc students. 500 would be undergraduates, more or less, and 100, a bit more, is about postgraduates. And each year we take around 180 students. We have around 80 PhD students. This PGR is about PhD students, postgraduate research. In the last NSS, which is the National Student Survey, we were ranked as providing outstanding student experience, and 90% of our research was ranked also as internationally excellent or world leading. For those ones of you who don't know, the REF is basically a government exercise which assess the research quality of all the different academic institutions, and being internationally excellent or world leading is like the top grade, let's say, and 90% of our academic members was highly ranked. So that's very good, as I said before, because that excellence in research is feeding into the curriculum, into the degrees we provide. We specialize, we focus research areas of mechanics of materials and also aerospace and computational engineering. So in terms of the undergraduate courses, we offer at the moment 3 courses. One is aerospace engineering, the other one is general engineering, and mechanical engineering. The courses are available in the form of Bachelor of Engineering, which is 3 years, and a Master's of Engineering, which is 4 years. Now, the difference for some of you between a Bachelor of Engineering and a Master of Engineering is that the Master of Engineering is if you finish, will fulfill the requirement for those who wants to follow like a chartered engineer status. The first 3 years between the two forms are exactly the same, and it's just in the 4th year the difference is that you will be, apart from taking more, so let's say like a MSc level or advanced level technical modules, you will be doing a team project and also modules on management and leadership. So again, it's just a bit more, has like a stronger practical focus, instead of some people who follow the route of just doing a Bachelor of Engineering and an MSc separately. Okay, we encourage to do a Master of Engineering as well, because in order to be enrolled in Master of Engineering, students need to have a very good academic performance in order to graduate as a Master's of Engineering. All our courses have the option for a year abroad and a year in industry between the year 2 and year 3. So basically, students come to the first year and the second year of their study, and then during the second year, they can apply for either going for a placement or going for a year abroad. They go do either the placement or the year abroad, and then they come back and finish their study. So if you do a Bachelor of Engineering, we'll do one last year, or if they do an MS, we'll do a subsequent 2 more years. And all of our degrees are accredited by the main engineering institutions in the country: the Institute of Mechanical Engineers, Institute of Measurement and Control, and the Institute of Engineering and Technology. The style of learning that we follow is we follow with the university-wide initiative called Ignite, and what we want to try is to optimize face-to-face activities with digital learning tools. I mean, digital learning now is becoming obviously more important, especially with COVID. But usually we will find the standard activities like in any other engineering degree in terms of labs, projects, lectures before COVID with tutorials and seminars. We offer Q&A sessions to the students. But what we're trying to do is optimize those, let's say, classical ways of learning with a rich source of digital material. So we provide a lot of recordings to the students. We provide digital spaces for motivate, engage discussions. We make the materials available well in advance so the students can go through the material in the best comfort. And we're trying also to use some of these tools which are very important for just keeping engaged and again just to basically optimize the learning experience. Our programs also, as I said before, because of the strong links we have with industry, we keep industry priorities in the activities in our curriculum and also a practical focus there. Now, I don't think I have time really to go through each of the different degrees into the details, but I'm gonna highlight what are some of the key points of our 3 degrees, aerospace, mechanical, and general engineering. So in the first year, the students will basically do a technical foundation. So they will take technical modules on mechanical foundation, concepts on mechanical engineering, on electrical and electronic engineering, and also on math engineering, or math for engineering. And they will do an element of labs in the first year. Now, because that first year is common to all the different degrees, that's why even after the first year, if the students say maybe have a chance to start doing, let's say, aerospace engineering, and they want to switch to maybe a mechanical engineering, that's possible because that first year is common to all of them. Then the labs students will be doing labs in the first years and the second years. And just to give you an idea about the intensity, they usually will do about 5 hours a week. In year 2, there is a special module on design. This is computer-aided design, and usually has a weight about a quarter of the year credits. And then once the students reach year 3 of their studies, then that's the point where they can start taking optional modules, which are more specialized in their different degrees. In year 3, we have engineering management, and a module on engineering management, and also on individual project, and also we have a field trip. So here, for instance, for the aerospace engineers, we have they actually go on a flight test, and they basically see face-to-face a real-life experience of all the different avionics of the airplane, and they actually go on a flight and they actually experience key dynamic properties of the plane as it flies. This is something the students really enjoy a lot. I think it was one of the highlights during their time with us. Compared to other universities, there's a tendency about doing these sort of activities more virtual, but we believe that doing this in real life is more beneficial for the students. Once the students go into the year 4, for those ones doing MEng students, they will be doing advanced, the equivalent of MSc level technical modules. But as I said before, the difference here is that the students will be doing a team project, and I'll show an example about the sort of projects that we perform, and also a module on leadership and management. Again, it's just trying to bring into our curriculum key employability skills, which employers really care for. And just as a matter of knowledge, when the students are taking our degrees from year 2 to year 4, depending on the performance in those last years, is the ones that counts toward their degree classification. The first year, the only requirement is for them to pass the first year. So I thought to give a bit of information about our research, because you can also see how that fits into our curriculum. We have, as I said before, world-leading research. Fits into our teaching activities mainly through project activities, because the students are encouraged to contact researchers in academics, in particular research areas, and then they can have access to basically be supervised in their projects under those areas of those areas of expertise. We have our research have mechanics of materials. We have topics on modeling enabled materials, bioengineering and biomed materials, and also about engineering management. And when you look at the other group of our research group, which is focused more on aerospace and computational engineering, we are particularly strong on aerodynamics and computational fluid dynamics. We have other academics working in the areas of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have control systems, which design let's say, working on flight control systems for flying vehicles and for other type of systems. We have people in focus on energy systems, propulsion, digital and radio communications, and space as well. So again, these are all the different areas that our academic members do research on, and this fits into the curriculum, especially through in the third year through the individual project. Now, in terms of employability, I just wanted to highlight here how we bring some of the skills into our curriculum. So some of we trying to enhance the employability skill of our students by our tutorial system, and I'll say a little bit more shortly. But we have, for instance, activities like business simulations in year 2, where again, to boost those employability skills. During the individual project, students will have, apart from doing the technical aspect of the project, students will be assessed about how they communicate their findings and their progress. So they have to, we assess them in terms of like the communication skills, both written and also the presentation skills. Again, it's about bringing awareness of this employability. In year 4, the students will be doing team project. And for instance, this is a very good activity where they actually will be managing younger students in year 2. So then the students have the opportunity to kind of like experience different aspects when it comes to management of like, more of younger students. So again, this is very popular, and the students really enjoy doing this activity in the 4th year. And more generally speaking as well, we're very aware of the sort of like software tools and hardware tools, which are very important for employers in engineering, and we provide access and good training activities for the students to kind of like get hard skills into these tools, which are important once they, once they finish their degrees. Okay. So, so I just want to give here a, sort of like a sample about some of the projects that we performed and the activities, and it's not just focusing on the theoretical aspects of it, but also bringing practical aspects and core skills which are very important in every professional job. So, for instance, this is a project which was from 4th year, around 6 or 7 students. They had to develop a so-called drone or quadrotor completely from scratch, and the idea was for to carry a load of around up to 5 kilograms, and the idea was to provide support, especially during emergency situations, just to provide relief. The idea was to maybe provide like something like medical kits or so. So the students really go through a whole sets of activities, which will be pretty much the sort of activities the sort of activities you will do during the standard in a professional context. So students will have to go through planning. They will have to do a business case just to make sure that from the financial point of view the concept is viable. They will do risk assessment. They will have to do the design. They will have to do procurement about how you acquire all the different subsystems, making sure they arrive on time. There will be for instance, some testing of the different components that as you start integrating, and then it's a bunch of activities which is again just promoting or just focusing on the students enhancing the different skills, not only the technical ones, but also the professional ones. In this particular project, for instance, the students did an amazing job, got the quadrotor to fly, very well, design the control system, the electrical system. They enjoy very much the whole activity throughout the year. And even at the very end, even though in one of the very final tests, they realize about sometimes the importance of risk assessment, because at the end, there was a bit of a failure, let's say. But the reason why it failed was not because of the design the students. It was just because one of the components that they bought for this system was malfunctioning. So it was not really their fault. It was just the component they acquired. But again, it's just getting all that experience, even sometimes through failure, about important experience when it comes to the in a professional context. Okay. Now, in terms of support, we operate on a basic principle, which is about we are a friendly school, and we really want to provide a friendly approach to the students. Sometimes in academic context, you can find maybe some, let's say, barriers, but we operate under the principle of being friendly. The students knows that we're there to help them, provide the support that we can. We operate on a personal tutor scheme, where basically from the very first year, we keep students with an academic member who will be supporting them not only on academic matters, but also on pastoral matters. And here's the point, the first point of reference. The student we try as much as possible to keep the consistency. The personal tutor will be the same person through the whole of the degree. And in the first year, they will be meeting them quite frequently. It's around every 2 weeks or so. And then the frequency kind of like depends on the students, in the second years and above. We operate also an open door policy, which the students can. So before COVID, we have in our offices a certain time of the day, a time window during the week where the students can just come and ask any questions about anything. And we're going to operate now this year the same sort of policy, but we're going to do it in a virtual way. So basically we very aware of like student support, and we provide a friendly approach to to support the students who in any way we can, both from the academic point of view and the pastoral point of view. Obviously, we coordinate also with different bodies of the university, and we guide the students to whatever other parts of the university they should go in order to find the support thereafter or that they need. In terms of the year in industry, I just wanted to highlight that we basically, our graduates, our students have gone to some of the major companies in the country. So as I said before, they usually will go after the second year. I will do a year on placement, and they go to, as you can see here, some of the major companies, both in engineering and outside engineering, but obviously doing engineering related jobs. And again, this is something which students enjoy very much, and it's very important for the, putting them in a strong position when it comes the time for them to apply for jobs. Both wise, I've done this for many years, and I'm really proud to say that usually when I talk to the different employers on these different companies, they really praise the quality of our students, and they just keep sometimes asking for more and more because they really enjoy it and see the quality of our students. They've really praised them. Now, if you want to do instead a year abroad, we at the moment we offer we have collaborations with international universities in Australia, Germany, and the US. And again, it would be under the same format. After the second year of studies, the students will do a year abroad, and the idea of when the students go on their year abroad is just basically to expand their academic and social horizons, as well as personal skills. In sometimes when when the students go there and will be taking modules, they can take not only technical modules but other modules which there be more of their own interest. It's just again to just enhance the personal experience there. We at the moment, the other way for the students, another benefit which the students can benefit from is that, for instance, when some of the students who went to Germany, they obviously can improve some of the language by the country being different to English speaking. At the moment, we don't have other universities, but we're looking at expanding into Spain and Japan, just to maybe provide the students with that opportunity to go to a country in a different culture with different language that also can be of their interest and their benefit. So I want to say that from a student's perspective, just here, usually we get very good positive feedback from the students, and they appreciate, I think, some of the strengths that our curriculum can offer. So we have here in 2018 a ME graduate from a major engineering company saying that he appreciates a broader base of knowledge gained through the degree. And I think that goes back to what I was saying before, the fact that we operate under this interdisciplinary umbrella. The students acknowledge that strength and think play to their advantage also when it comes to look for jobs. Again, another student in 2019 talking about enjoying the flexibility that even after the first year, even when they start taking modules, whether it's specific to aerospace or mechanical, or even start with general, and then they can switch between any of the three degree disciplines, that flexibility they enjoy, because sometimes, yes, you can maybe make a decision, but you have the chance to basically realize that maybe the decision you initially took wasn't quite the right one, and you still have a chance to basically move in the direction which will be a better fit for each of the students there. Now, applying to Leicester, so the profile of the students we're looking for, and again, this aligned with the university, is that we're really looking for students who we call citizens of change, students who have empathy and ability to care for others, ability to treat people with respect, thrive with responsibility and leadership, ability to manage uncertainty, have resilience, and the abilities to solve problems. So just, we're looking for students which just know excelling, let's say, it's important for us the academic capacities, but also we care about the personality aspect of our students. And we embed that as well in our culture in the school. For the application process, we typically offer typical offer is an AAB. The UCAS code is typically for an aerospace. I put it here on the slide for you to look for more information. You can also go to our website where give a bit more information, or admissions website, to look for more information when it comes to the applications. And for those ones of you who have to have an idea about the fees, we're looking at, for this academic year, 2021, the international fees was for around £21,000, 515, and home EU is around £9,250. So again, this fees is a little bit outside my area, but basically just to give you a guidance about what the costs are for this year, and of course you will expect some changes for next year. Now I just wanted to play a video from one of our graduates. So hopefully you will be able to see it here. Let me see.
I work at Rolls-Royce and I'm testing software that controls the aircraft engines. I always wanted to study in a top-ranked university, and University of Leicester is one of the high-ranked university in the world. That's why I wanted to study there. The tutors at Leicester are brilliant. We have personal tutors and they help us not only in our course but also for personal development. Even now, I still in contact with all my tutors, and I can reach out to them anytime I want. Leicester has a very good contact with high-profile companies like Rolls-Royce, and the career development surveys provides mock interviews and mock assessment centers with high-profile companies as well. During my time at Leicester, I took a year in industry in between my second and final year. So the work I did during my placement now directly relates to the work I'm doing now, which is in software verification.
So just to conclude this presentation, thanks for listening again, and just to reinforce what Leicester, so the key points I wanted to highlight was that we have some excellent employability prospects. We operate under the the baseline of we are a friendly department. We provide flexibility to the students who wants to change degrees throughout their career. We also very interdisciplinary, which play to the strengths of our engineers, in the sense that they're not just only very focused on one particular area, but they have a wide range of skills across the engineering disciplines. We optimize our curriculum in order to optimize the learning experience for our students. The students have access to world-leading research across the engineering disciplines through our academic staff, and the students also enjoy that they can enjoy the excellent research when they come and study with us here at Leicester. We have, if you have any more inquiries, you can contact our admissions team either on this phone number or also through this different email. And finally, just to mention that we are very proud of our history. We are celebrating our centenary of the since the formation of the university, and this was basically on the Armistice Day, 1918. The first funds were donated for the University College. Exactly 100 years later, Sir David Attenborough dedicated Centenary Square in the center of campus, and our centenary celebrations will culminate in 2021, 100 years after we admitted our first students here. So with that, I would like to finish my presentation, and I'll happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Raphael. That was a enlightening presentation, taking us through not only what we offer, but the university and just experience at the University of Leicester. We've had lots of questions come in, so thank you all for submitting those. One of the first questions was submitted in relation to the split of male to female students on the courses. There were two questions that came in, but they're kind of around the same subject. So could you just highlight roughly what the split of male and female students is that we normally have, specifically in aerospace?
Yes, so so basically we have about 15% of female students, which is similar to all other universities engineering courses across the country. Like the whole industry, we are committed to getting more underrepresented groups into engineering. We're very aware about obviously the underrepresentation, especially of females. We run under also the Athena Swan initiative, which is the one to try to bring more representation of female into STEM subjects, so science, technology, engineering, and math, and we're very aware, and we're basically taking actions that we can within the school in order to promote, just to improve over those underrepresentation. I would say, it's happening in engineering, but we're very aware and trying to do other activities like outreach with the schools to, again, just promote to improve over this area.
Thank you, Raphael. So was that 15%?
Yeah, that's 1.5%. Yeah, 1.5%. Which is, again, is more or less similar when you compare across the whole country. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so on to our next question. So is it possible to transfer to the M.Eng once starting the B.Eng, or once finishing the B.Eng, can this person apply to do the MEng separately?
Yeah. So within the principle of flexibility that we operate, yes, you can. So basically, let's say a student comes to the, initially register for a BEng, let's say in aerospace. After the second year, the student can change the registration to MEng. There is a requirement in terms of the academic performance. Roughly saying, is about students must aiming at an upper second class degree performance. So this is by and large, let's say 60% or above in terms of the performance of the modules. If they fulfill that requirement, then they can change the registration. But yes, they can do it, without problem. Yeah.
Great. And a supplementary to that was around charter status.
Okay. Yeah. So so for the charter status, as I said before, one of the requirements to become a charter engineer is that you will need to do an MEng degree. But that, it's just that will fulfill one of the requirements, depending on the engineering institution. But it's not just, it does not, by just not finishing the MEng, that means you will automatically become a charter engineer. But you will need, if you finish your MEng degree, you will fulfill one of the key requirements for then following up and then become a charter engineer. Yeah.
Thank you. And another question surrounding kind of the detail of the course. If you are doing mechanical engineering, can you then defer to another engineering course halfway through, or do you have to complete the course first?
So can you repeat that again? Sorry, Stuart.
Of course, yeah. So if you are doing mechanical engineering, can you then defer to another engineering course halfway through, or do you have to complete the course first?
So again, you can change courses. Like for instance, you're doing mechanical engineering, and if you're doing after the first year, because it's exactly the same, we share the same format, and the students want to change to, let's say, aerospace engineer, they can do it without finishing, let's say, the year. Okay, so yes, they can. But there will be limitations about how late in their degree they can change it. Now, right now, escapes my mind when it's exactly when they can change it. I believe that the latest they can change is halfway through the second year. If they wanted to change anything after halfway of the second year, basically half of their BEng degree, then they will not be allowed, because at that point they will just be taking specialized modules which they could not go back to. Yeah.
Thank you, Raphael. I think that question came in without a name. So if you wanted kind of confirmation on that, then I'd encourage you to email in or contact us via the live chat, and that would help. Okay, a question around contact hours. So what would a usual week look like in engineering? How many contact hours are there?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So I must admit that now it's given the fact that we're going through this COVID situation, things are still, we're let's say finalizing some of the adapting to the new scheme. But by and large, for instance, for a typical credit module, which is let's say 15 credit module, the contact hours will be in terms of like the lecturing and activities with the academics. We have around 3 hours a week in terms of like the number of contact hours. So it would be typically for instance, in this case, before COVID would be like 2 hours would be like in terms of lectures. Yeah, that would be the time that the students will be taking in one term. So we're taking 11 weeks. 2 hours a week for 11 weeks. That will be the time they will be doing the lectures, and that will be like the contact hours with the lecturer. Apart from that, if you want to contact them separately, that's absolutely fine. As I said before, we have the open door policy where during an hour or two during the week, the students can come and ask any questions they want to.
Thank you, and don't forget we've launched our Ignite process where we offer complete flexibility in terms of face-to-face and online learning as well. So that's something certainly I would encourage you to look at while you're at the main event today. For more information, a quick
Stuart,
one.
Yeah, I just can say on contact hours, I just received information. Actually, so in general, is in terms of contact hours, the whole degree is 23 hours per week. The contact hours, yeah.
Okay.
And that's in the first year, and then of course that contact hours will be reducing in the second and third years because as the students progress through the degree, usually they become more mature, more independent, basically.
Okay,
so I was thinking before just looking at a specific module, but when you look at the whole degree, it's around 23 hours per week. That's the number of hours. Yeah.
So 23. That's okay. Thank you. A question around foundation course. So this questioner, can you tell us a bit more about the foundation course the year before year one?
That's a good one, which I actually will need to. I have a few details right now.
Okay.
What I will suggest is if the person can contact me directly or contact our admin team, or if you can join us at 11 a.m. through our Onibody chats, room, we will be able to answer that. I just at the moment I haven't really done much on the foundation years right now, so that's where I know I cannot give more information, but somebody will be joining us during Onibody.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to go back to campsite, you'll see there that there's a Unibody event at 11 o'clock. So you can log on there and really ask those specific details around foundation year, and also there'll be contact details there as well for other colleagues within the department that can really get down to the detail that you need on that. Okay, so time is ticking on. I think we're going to ask two more questions. One question is about ranking. So where is the university ranked against other universities for its engineering courses? Okay,
at the moment, I think in the just let me check. So I have the information not right now with me, but the Times Higher Education. Just trying to check that out. Sorry. Just 1 second, Stuart. Sorry.
Okay. So while we're doing that, I'll look into some of the
other questions. Yeah.
Sure. So one question is okay. So in terms of the BSc in computer science and enterprise, it said subject to approval at the moment. What exactly does that mean?
So so that's a good question. So at the moment we used to offer electrical and electronic engineering. We don't offer computer science. I think that's a different department. That's the School of Informatics, which offer computer science. We offer. Last year we run electrical and engineering degree, but this year we're not offering that degree at the moment. But the plan is to actually offer computational engineering for next year. But this will be something that will be available for next academic year, but still is not decided yet. So that's why we cannot say really much about it on that specific modules there. Going back to the league table, to be honest, it's a bit tricky. I haven't checked recently the ranking, but all I can say really is that every league table is different. But on the Guardian league table, we are currently 17th. As engineering school.
Great. Okay. Thank you for that. One last question. If we haven't managed to answer your questions right now, we will be looking to answer them in the system. So you will get a reply if you've logged in or if you're registered with your name. But we'll look to reply to every single question because it's really important that we do so. So one last question would be, if you are doing mechanical engineering, can you then defer to another engineering course halfway through, or do you have to? Oh no, sorry, I do apologise. We've already answered that question. 1 second. Last question. If we come to the campus tour in October, are we able to go into the engineering building?
Very good question. At the moment, basically I cannot say yes or no at the moment. What I can say at the moment is that we are planning for this year to perform face-to-face activities, which are around the labs. So I expect the students could come and see the labs of the engineering building. However, I think from the fourth floor upwards, which are mostly offices for the students anyway, I don't think it will be very interesting to the students, but those ones at the moment will not, because of the COVID situation, will not be allowed. But at the moment, we're going for, like, students will be doing face-to-face lab activities, obviously on the very safe, following the safety guidance in terms of COVID, and I expect they could come if they arrange rightly, to see the facilities. But I don't know if, again, at the moment, I don't know if this will be open to anybody or just only for the students who will be doing the degree this year. Again, just get in touch with our admissions team or our administration team, engineering, and I'm pretty sure they will be able to, answer that questions if or arrange anything if it's possible.
Thank you, Raphael. We've come to the end of the Q&A session, but like I said, what we will do, we'll stick around and we'll try and answer as many questions that are coming in as possible. There is a Unibuddy chats and lots of activities happening all day, so please do check out the campsite for an up-to-date live schedule. And thank you all very much for attending. We are putting on main event so that you have the information that you can get from us at your fingertips as best we can. Obviously, with the COVID situation, where we're desperately trying to open up as much of the campus as possible, but we must maintain the social distancing guidelines and keep everybody safe. That's a priority. But in the interim, main event and other forms of communication will be there to make sure you've got all the information that you need to be able to make your decisions. So thank you once again for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day, and any further queries you've got, then please check out the other information via the campsite.